Well, it's 6:15 and I am on the trail. Kind of tired and kind of sore from yesterday. I decided to stay at Bear Creek and hydrate and rest. And I was thinking that there were more campsites just past the creek. And then I wasn't. But here they are. There's some really nice ones actually. Kind of hoarse this morning. I think humidity does that to me. But anyway, I'm up and at 'em, hoping to do 13 to 16 or so. Try to get back on track since I had the short day, practically a Nero yesterday as my first day. But yeah, planning to get to it and see what I can do. First part of my day today is about 4 miles of climbing up to the high point of section 1. And I'm already in it. Well, that's the first columbine I've seen on the trail. I'm excited about that. It means we're getting up to higher elevation. Well, I've gone all of 2 miles in just under 2 hours. Really been kind of dragging this morning. My stomach's been upset and just tired. So I need to work hard to get my trail legs under me, but I thought if I stop a lot, drink a lot, take some breaks to stretch and that sort of thing, then that should help. So I'm gonna go on up to the high point 2 miles from here. I think I've done most of the climbing. There's about 300 feet of elevation gain in the next 2 miles. So anyway, it shouldn't be too bad, but I'm gonna take a long break up there. Hopefully I'll have some cell service to check in at home, and then I'll be on my way. There's a little bit of a view. And if you listen carefully, you might hear all the bugs in the trees. It sounds like I'm surrounded by people snapping their fingers. Well, there's an old trail marker. Haven't actually seen too many old or new so far, but it's pretty easy to follow the trail, so no wishes there. So this is it, the high point on section 1. I decided to make my stop up there at the high point kind of brief. I've only got 4 miles to go, 4 downhill miles to the river, the South Platte River, which is an amazing place to swim if it's warm enough or wade. And I should be there. I don't know, I've picked up the pace a bit, so hopefully I'll be there in a couple hours. I started at 6:15 this morning and I just got to the high point around 9. And that's because those first couple of miles were super, super slow. And now I'm heading down the hill, so I'm looking forward to that. Not looking forward to the hot climb after it, but I'm gonna take one little stretch at a time. Since I should be down there a little before typical lunchtime, a little before noon, I think I'll take a break, eat a good lunch, rest a little bit, and then tackle that big old climb. I'm about 2 miles from the river now, and I've been doing this long series of long switchbacks. You just kind of go several hundred yards in one direction and turn, and several hundred more in the next direction, and eventually you get off the mountain. That's where I'm about to be, right after the turn that's up here. I can see the river down there, but I still have a long way to go. Lots of downhill switchbacks. As I round yet another bend in this endless series of switchbacks, I do have to just take a second and say, this is some tedious hiking. It's hard on the knees and the feet, my case particularly the feet. And yeah, it just takes a long time. And once you can see your destination, you know, it's easy to get frustrated because you're like, I just want to be there. I just want to be there. I want to put my feet in the river, but you got to do it. So if you are doing a section of the Colorado Trail, you might not want to start with section 1. Just because it's not the most beautiful, and like I said, this little bit that's the end is tedious. I am so close. That's the river. You can see folks playing down in there, and that's the bridge, the 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐷𝐾 Memorial Bridge, where I have to cross over and walk down on the other side. All right, that means that segment 1 is officially finished. Well, the river was amazing. I really enjoyed my break there, and I just wanted to stay all afternoon, but I can't, so I'm heading uphill now, hoping to make it through all the icky, super hot sections. We'll see. Well, I am slowly making my way through the barn area, and I just looked over and saw that mountain and thought it looked like cat ears, so that made me smile in the midst of all this heat. And that little formation over there, I think is called Chair Rock. It sure looks like a chair. That was brutal. But I was not alone in my misery. There's plenty of other hikers doing the same thing today. Compared to last year when I headed up from the river at 2 p.m. and there was 0 shade and 0 breeze, this year was a lot better. There's been a pretty consistent breeze whenever you're not blocked by the mountains, and there was some shade early on because I started out a little bit earlier. I left the river, I think it was like 12:15 or so. So anyway, I'm up here. I'm now at mile 19.2, and I'm going to just rest for a little while and then see about going on at least a mile to another campsite. I'm actually sitting right across from some campsites on a ridge, but they can get really, really windy. So I'm going to try to go a little further, and I don't know, maybe I'll stop there. Maybe I'll go on beyond that, depending on how I feel. It is still kind of early. I think it's like 2:30. So I could hike more later this evening if I feel like it. Although I'm trying to be mindful of not overdoing it in the early days. So I don't know. I'll let you know later once I figure it out. And what do you know? When I look over that way, there's some clouds creeping across the hill there. And that could spell rain, although I'm not sure, but it would be nice to have a little bit of a cool off this evening.